Hi, this is Jim Phillips. I want to take you on a quick video tour of jimsway.com. I want you to get the most utility and value from my more than 50 years of research, experience, and teaching classes in preparedness, safety, and survival. My mission is simple: to reach and teach as many people as possible with principle-based training that creates a climate, a lifestyle of provident living so they can be prepared to meet the challenges of a changing and unfamiliar world with hope and confidence, no matter what may come. There are 5 of several guiding principles that direct me in what I do. First, there's one that I call the truth about life, which is very simple. There is no doubt that tomorrow will come, and there's no dispute that things happen, but how you're prepared to meet tomorrow will make all the difference in the world. If you're prepared for the worst, then no matter what happens, it will be an adventure. And you see, I believe that our lives were created to be grand adventures of learning, growth, development, change, of becoming more than we were in the very beginning. And when it comes to preparedness, I believe that it has to be based on true, correct principles. You see, because being prepared is not just a list of things to buy and stuff to store, because what you know is far more important than what you have. Then the most fundamental principle of all that I teach about is the law of provident living. The law of provident living is very simple. It is spiritual, attitude, knowledge, and stuff in that priority order, and how they all tie together. Extremely important to understand. Then we come to another one of these principles that we're talking about all the time, and that's the principle of community. By community, I don't mean a municipality, but I mean, you could call it a tribe if you want to. And you see, that's a unified body of individuals bound together through agreed upon common attitudes, character, interests, needs, fellowship, participation, work ethic, and commitments to the positive benefit of all. And the goal is to become a self-reliant household that is interdependent within a self-reliant community. When we talk about community, you will either thrive as a community, as a group, as a tribe, or you'll die in isolation. And this is one of the very important classes that I also teach is we're all in this together. When it happens, we're going to be in it together, whatever that group is. So let's take a quick tour of the website with some of the most important things you need to know about. Now, there's, about, we all know about, and you can go take a look at this in the future and scroll through it, learn something about me, some of the things I've done, things that I teach, and attitudes and things. So you might want to come back and do that. Another place you can look is go to more, and under this, you'll find endorsements. These are just a few of the endorsements that I've received through the years. Most of these that are up right now are commercial clients talking about how I've worked with their folks. If you want to read about some of the things I've done, if you have a group, organization, or company, I'll be glad to work with them on any number of topics. Under more is also contact, and contact is very, very important. There's 2 things here. Number 1 is the Provident Living Times newsletter. I'd highly recommend that you subscribe to it. One of the things you'll get from the Provident Living Times right now is links to the classes that I do on Wednesday evenings. And then Saturday morning, I do an open forum Q&A. So you'll find the link there. In the future, there'll also be more articles and information coming. Read this notice up above, especially if you have a Gmail address, because Gmail filters a lot of things very heavily. I appreciate that sometimes getting things filtered out, but I'm using the free MailChimp application because that's what I can afford to do right now. And they filter that out. So the first time you receive my newsletter, it may go into, usually it goes into promotions. It might go into spam. So after you register, go look for it because I send out 1 a week, usually early in the week. And you may have to pull it over into your inbox and tell your program that, yes, I want to receive that because I do send them out. You watch for it. Then down below the subscription is a contact form where if you want to reach me, you can send in an email with your questions or comments. I'll do my best to get to them as fast as I can. Right now, I'm a one-man show, so it takes me sometimes a little longer to get to them than I'd like, but I will get to your questions or send me another one to be sure that I get it. Now, next we come to the main purpose of Jim's Way, what I do here. So let's go over to the library. My mission is to reach and teach as many people as possible with this principle-based training that creates a climate and a lifestyle of provident living so anybody is prepared to meet the challenges of a changing and unfamiliar world with hope and confidence, no matter what may happen. Now, when you come to the library, there's a couple of things to know about it. Number one, when you take a look here, you'll see that I have all these buttons right here, these 9 Provident Living modules I talk about. If you want to find out what they're all about, you can click on this right here, and you can take a look, and it'll give you a little description of why I organize my thinking this way, why the classes are organized this way, and that'll help you to locate things in the future. Now, down at the bottom, you'll see a thing that says handouts. And handouts is where the heart of the library is. There's all these classes that I have, and they're organized by those 9 sections. You can scroll down through it, but as this list gets longer, it's harder to get. Remember the back to the top button. The other way you can navigate this is you can come to the top right here, click on this, like clothing, it'll take you that area. Go back to the top, go to the tools area, and you'll find things there. So you can navigate very quickly through this. Also, you need to know that when you come to the website and you go to library, that each one of these buttons down here is a hot link. Any one of them will take you right to that section in the library. And of course, you can negotiate back with the back to the top button and then jump around in it here. But remember, these buttons are all hot buttons. They'll take you right to where you want to go. In the future, as the number of entries grows, I'll have a link to an index of classes so that you can more easily find what you're looking for and go scroll through them, because I've got a bunch of them. My class curriculum that I have and that I've been teaching and having other people teach for me, there's a lot of them in this catalog. And if you take a look, well, the ones that I teach, there's 116 of them. You're going to need an index to find where they are. Now we come to the very special Members Library. When you go to Members Library the first time, you're going to get a window that's inviting you to join. The cost is $5.99 a month, and that will give you access to some very unique things in here. Now, you'll need to agree, pay with your credit card, and then create your password. And by the way, if somebody says, I just don't do that with credit cards, you can send me an email and I can set you up on a yearly thing, but I have to manage that manually right now because my system won't do it. But I've had a few people that say, I just don't do credit cards or debit cards. I'll accommodate you. We can do it by check, but it is a little bit of a hassle, but I want you to get the information if you want to get it. I wanted to keep the cost of access as low as possible so it would not be a financial burden on people with a tight budget, yet help me pay for my costs and eventually help me to hire some people so I can do even more than I'm able to do now. You can cancel anytime by following the instructions in the About Members area. When you get into the Supporting Members library, it's organized the same way, and these work at the top just like that. You can step through them, use the back to the top arrow. There's a couple of classes that are extremely important. One of these is water. You'll find the Liquid of Life, which is a 5-hour class, 4-part 5-hour class with its handouts that goes with it. You'll get more information there on water than you'll get any place else that I know of on earth, all in one place. Another class that's extremely important for you to go to, navigate around by back to the top, let's go into clothing. Now, clothing is your personal portable shelter, but it's winter that's really critical for most people. Most people don't have a clue how to deal with winter when there's no utilities around them. This class will teach you that. It's 18 hours of in-depth instruction about the foam clothing and other things too. And then there's the handout, the class manual that goes with it, about 150 pages that you will get. You'll want to go through that class also, along with sanitation and the others that are so critically important. One of the things you'll find in the members library is I've stopped selling the DVDs because it's way too expensive is what it comes down to. And then I can't update them. That's one of the advantages of publishing online, because periodically I can add to some of these things that were published on DVD, and I'll send out notice of those updates to these classes in the Provident Living Times. They'll also see them on the website. Now, at the bottom of the members area, this is important. Don't miss this, because down here at the bottom, you're going to see a thing that says, check out the members product line. If you're a subscribing member, I want to give you as many benefits as possible and thank you for subscribing. And hopefully you'll bring more people to join with you. So products that I have, where I can, I will give discounts on them. In some cases, it'll just be at my cost of those goods is what we'll sell them for, because I want you to stay here as a member as long as possible. You can buy this book, the Civil Defense Manual, on the author's website and elsewhere. It's $96.49. That's a big 2-volume set. It's well worth it. But if you're a member, you get a huge discount. It's subject to change in the future as my costs change on getting that manual. But right now, you're going to get $30 off. So as a member, watch for what's coming. Tell other people about it to come join and get some significant savings. Another thing that's coming in the future will be groups of these classes that I'll make available to you on a flash drive. You'll be able to buy them at a nominal cost. This will give you a permanent copy for a time when you may be living in a grid-down world. Learn more about a grid-down world in some of my classes that I teach. I'm not a gloom and doom guy, but you know, things happen. We've got some nasty things on the horizon that things might really go south on us. There are 2 videos on the front page that I'd recommend that you watch. They'll give you an introduction to who I am, what I stand for, how I talk about things, but you'll learn a lot about me and what I'm trying to teach, to share with your neighbors and bring them to the classes and courses that I do. Remember, you're not fully prepared until your neighbors are prepared, so you may want to help encourage them to learn as much as they possibly can. Well, thank you very much for taking just a few minutes to go through this. I hope this helps you know what value there is here and that you'll be able to glean as much as you possibly can. My mission is simply to teach. Thank you very much. This is Jim Phillips. I'll see you in class later.